Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel BA with Pooja. In previous video, we covered the first 5 important Power BI L1 interview questions. In today's video, we will continue with 5 more frequently asked L1 interview questions that are commonly asked in a Power BI interview. I will explain you each answer in a very simple end to end, and I will give you the easy to understand answer so that you can confidently answer this question in your interview. This question will definitely help you to clear your L1 interview with a confidence. Without wasting any time, let's start it on a question number 1. Question number 1 is what are the types of a filter in a Power BI? There are three main types of a filter in a Power BI: visual level, page level, report level. The visual level is applied only on a single visual. Like if I wanted to apply a filter to a individual visual, so I can do using the visual level, and it won't affect other visuals from the same page. Now about the page level filter, it will apply to all the visual on the particular page, on that report page. So all the visual will be affected if I apply the filter on a page level. And report level filter, it is applied to the entire report, so it affect all the pages of that report. Let's say for example, if I wanted to apply a filter fiscal year filter 2024 on entire page, so all the pages of that report will get filter for the year 2024. Now apart from these three, we do have other filtering option as well. That is slicer. Slicer is a visual type of filter that we can place on the report page, and user can directly select the any value from the slicer, and that are related to the visual, means this is the visual type filter. Also we do have the drill through allow us to go from summary report to the detailed report. For example, if I right click on a customer or a product, and I wanted to navigate to the another page, so that will show the detailed information about that selected value. And if I talk about some filtering types, so there are some options available into a filter pane. Like whenever we select a field, Power BI will provide a different filtering options such as basic filtering, advanced filtering. Then there will be the top end, bottom end, relative date. So it depends on the which data type of a field you are going to select. So based on that, this option will be available to you. So basic filtering means where we can simply select or deselect the value. Advanced filtering means where we get a condition like contains, then there is a do not contain, start with, end with, greater than, less than, equal to, and there are many more option available. And top n is used to display if I wanted to show the top 10 products based on sales data, so I can use the top n filtering. Same way I do have the bottom 10, so based on that any measure we can apply the filter. Now relative date, so it is also available for the date field where we can apply the filter, or I will say we can apply the filter on the data like last 7 days, last 30 days, this month or this year, like this. Now let's move to the question number 2. Question number 2 is what are the connectivity mode in a Power BI? So there are three main connectivity modes in a Power BI. First one is import, then direct, then the live connection. So import mode is the most commonly used mode. It is import the data into your Power BI desktop. So that's why report load very fast, because whatever data is stored in a server, that data you are going to load it into your Power BI desktop. So that data is stored in your system. So if I wanted to update that data on a daily basis or a monthly basis, so I need to schedule the refresh for that data. Direct query, it means it does not store the data inside a Power BI. Instead of that, direct query just make the connections. It means Power BI directly query the source database and fetch the latest data. This is useful when we need a real-time data, or we are not much worried about the report performance. If we want a live data at that time, we can go with the direct query mode option. Now, if I talk about the live connection, it is like we already have an Power BI semantic model which is in a use, and we already published that report to the Power BI service. Now I want that data set to be used for my another report. So that's where live connection comes in a picture. That data set semantic model act as a live connection for our reporting. So semantic model or SSAS model is the example of a live connection. Apart from all these three, we do have the composite mode as well. Composite means input, and means it is the combination of input and the direct query mode. It allows us to keep some tables from a import mode. For example, some data is coming from the SharePoint, some data is coming from the SQL with the import connectivity mode, and some data is coming from the Snowflake with the direct query mode. So it will becomes the composite mode. Okay, so now yeah, let's move to the question number 3. Question number 3 is, what is data modeling and how do you build the data modeling in a Power BI? So answer to this question is, data modeling is the process of connecting the different tables in a Power BI so they can work together. For example, suppose I have a four table like this. Sales table, fact table. Sales table is my fact table. Then I do have product, region, customer, date table. So I will need to create the relationship between this table. So like customer table may have the customer ID, product table may have the product ID, or date table may have some dates columns like order date, ship dates. So once this relationship is created, Power BI can fetch the correct data from each table and can display the accurate result in a report. So while building the data model, always I will always follow the best practices. That is, will first we identify the fact table, we identify the dimension table, then try to make a relationship between the two table first. uh, Fact and the dimension both table may have the common key column, and you need to identify which is my primary and foreign key from both the table, and you based on that you need to make the relationship. Always make a note here: fact table will have the foreign key and dimension table will have the primary key. Primary key means that common key column will have the unique data present in that column, and in a fact table, let's say, it will have the duplicates value present in that column. So while making the connection we will be going to build, that is one to many, one at a product site and many at a sales or fact table site. Same for the region table, same for the fact table, same for the date table. This date, customer, region and product, all these are the dimension table, so it will have the unique primary key present in that table. Okay, now let's move to the question number 4 now. Question number 4 is, what is the difference between ETL and ELT in a Power BI. So, main difference between ETL and ELT is the order in which data is processed. Okay, so ETL stands for extract, transform, and load, and ETL means we first extract the data from the source, and we first extract the data, then we clean that data, and then we transform it, and finally we load that transformed data into the data warehouse. So transformation happened before loading the data in ETL. And if I talk about ELT, ELT is the extract, load, and transform. It means we first extract the data from the source, then we load directly without transforming, and then we directly load it into the data warehouse. After the data is loaded, we perform the transformation inside the data warehouse. So the transformation happen after the loading of a data. Now, if I say more point on the ETL, so ETL is mostly used in a traditional data warehousing, and it will work well for the smaller or medium size of a data set. And ELT is commonly used in a big platform like cloud platform like Microsoft Fabric, Snowflake, BigQuery, because they have a powerful processing capability and they can transform the large amount of data. A simple example I will say, suppose you have a customer data from a Excel file. So in ETL, you first clean the data, you remove the duplicates, and then you will load it to the warehouse. And ELT, you first load that raw data in a warehouse and then you can clean it. So example like Power BI is the example of ELT, and SQL is the example of ETL. Now let's move to the question number 5. What is the difference between OLTP and OLEP? Again, this is the very common question based on the data warehouse concept. ETL versus ELT and OLTP versus OLEP. All these two questions are from the data warehousing concept. So make sure you prepare well for this question. So let's be on the question number 5. Question number 5 is what is the difference between OLTP and OLEP? OLTP stands for online transaction processing. It is used to handle the transaction, business transaction like placing an order, making a payment, updating the customer details, and withdrawing money from the ATM. So OLTP system are designed to process the transaction quickly and accurately. And OLEPs, it is stands for online analytical processing. It is used for analyzing the data and creating the reports and the dashboards. So OLEP help us to business to understand the trend, compare the sales, and make a better decision. For example, when customer place an order and makes the payment, let's say, and update their address, so that data is stored in a OLTP system because these are the daily transaction, and later on this transaction data is moved to the OLEP system where Power BI tools like a Power BI can use to create a report such as monthly sales, top selling product, or profit analysis, anything. We can build a report from that data, from the OLAP data. So in a simple word, OLAP is used to store and manage the transaction, while OLAP is used to analyze the data and to build the reports. Yeah, that's about the question number 5. Yeah, so far what we have covered in this video, we covered the types of a filter, Then we cover connectivity mode, that is import, direct query, live connection, and the composite mode. And question 3 was what is the data modeling and how we can build a relationship in a Power BI. Then we cover the data warehouse related question, that is ETL versus ELT, and OLTP versus OLEP. So these were some very commonly most asked interview question in a Power BI L1 interview. And if you understand this concept well, you will be able to answer them confidently in your interview. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and share this video with your friends who are preparing for the Power BI interview, and subscribe to the BI with Pooja for a more interview on the Power BI. Thank you.